The question for this presentation is, what is a shareholders agreement and what is the purpose? Do you need one for your company? And in case you need one, who can help you to prepare the shareholders agreement? So let's have a look. The first question is, what is a shareholders agreement? As the name suggests, it is an agreement entered between the shareholders of the company. So it might include only some specific shareholders, or it may be applicable to all the shareholders of the company. And the topic of this agreement typically relates to the shares of the company. So the matters those might be handled by the shareholders agreement is how to issue the shares, what kind of rights a person will have regarding the shares, or how the shares can be disposed of or sold. Now, normally the matter that shareholders agreement handle, no other document in the company administration can handle it. So what happens is, you have incorporated a company and now shareholders are the owners of the company. So there is no specific document within the company law which says that which can administer the rights of the shareholders, and that is why the shareholders agreement needs to be drafted. So technically, shareholders agreements comes under the contract law and not under the Companies Act. Now, to make it more clear, I will give you some examples, and I think these examples are going to clarify you exactly the purpose of shareholders agreement. Let's take first example, which is a simple one. In your company, you want to decide on the dividend policy, and the policy you want to adopt is no dividends will be declared, and whatever is the profit of the company, that will be reinvested back in the company. So this can be prepared and drafted in the shareholders agreement, and it can be signed by all the shareholders of the company. Let's take slightly elaborate one, that you want to decide some specific procedure how a shareholder might exit from his shareholding. So you want to specify a policy whereby if any shareholder decides to sell his shares, he must sell those shares first to shareholder A. If the shareholder A is not interested, then to shareholder B, and if shareholder B is not interested, then to shareholder C. There can be many reasons. For example, shareholder A might be the main promoter of the company, and you might be minority shareholder, and on case of sale, you might be required to sell it first to the shareholder A. So this can be again managed through shareholders agreement. The next example is a CEO with shareholding. Let's say that for your company, you are bringing in a CEO, Chief Executive Officer, and you agree to give him, say, 25% of the shareholding. But you don't want to give him shareholding without any conditions. So you might say that the CEO must work for the company for 5 years, and maybe you also put some milestones regarding the revenue or the sales achievement which that CEO must attain, only after which he can get this shareholding. So this again can be done via shareholders agreement. So as you can see, the scope of shareholders agreement can be varied and can be wide ranging. Now the question is, do you need a shareholders agreement? Most of the companies who are closely managed, where the director and shareholder are the same people, or maybe a couple of friends or promoters are doing the business together, they don't need shareholders agreement specifically. However, if there is any external investor, or if you have CEO shareholding, you have conditional shareholding clauses, then in that circumstances you might need the shareholders agreement. So some of the examples I have already discussed. So who prepares the shareholders agreement? Shareholders agreement is normally prepared by a lawyer, and each shareholders agreement is normally customized for that specific situation. No two situations will be same, and therefore there is no template available for this. So you will need to engage a competent lawyer to do this, who can consider all possible situations and outcomes and then prepare a foolproof shareholders agreement. So what are the typical benefits of shareholders agreement? The first benefit is that it brings clarity among the shareholders, and obviously that will mean there are limited dispute. Sometimes people just agree verbally but don't document. If you document it properly, then it will remain as a proof of discussion and agreement, and it can be used in any kind of dispute or even in the court matters. The second thing is that it can protect shareholders' rights. As in the example I have spoken, you may have some shareholders who are prominent in your company and they might be the main promoters of the company and they obviously will want to protect their interest and right. So, in that circumstances, shareholders agreement can be drafted in such a way that if new shareholders come in or they exit, their entry or exit does not impact the prominent shareholders' rights. So, in summary, shareholders agreement is an important document when company tends to have complex conditional shareholding plans.
Thank you for watching this video. This video was brought to you by Epica Consulting Singapore. Subscribe to our channel today to get notified when new videos are posted.